Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, the comments, the donations, super chat, super thanks, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's go ahead, excuse me, and clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us on this Sunday, early afternoon, or whenever you happen to see this. Someone is thinking about you. They're reminiscing. Hey, J Mike. And they're remembering how they treated you. This person is feeling a certain type of way because they understand that you left not because you wanted to leave. You left because you were being forced to leave. Because not that somebody was pushing you out the door physically, but it is just the level of disrespect. That's what forced you to leave. Hey, create. Bottom of the deck. 9 of Wands. This is you. You had to protect yourself. You had to do what you had to do for you because you knew there was nothing for you with those people, that group. Hey, High Priestess, how are you? I appreciate you more. You knew that there was nothing for you. That's why you had to leave. That's why you were forced to leave, to protect yourself, to give yourself some level of protection. Hey, the soul archetype. Because they weren't willing to do it. Because whoever you were around, they were bad mouthing you. They were spreading making false allegations about you. They were basically just lying, backstabbing you because this person was, for some reason, this person felt like they had a personal vendetta against you. Hey, Alicia. And they were recruiting people. They were recruiting people to come up against you. It's like, but the thing is, they were recruiting people to come up against you and to battle against you. But see, what these people didn't really see, what it was like, they were projecting on you. It was them that was doing the bad deeds. They said it was you. It's not until I feel like someone got sick. Someone got sick because of the energy that they were putting out that was coming back because it wasn't true. You were refusing to accept that energy. If they said, that you was a hoe or whatever, and people were sitting there watching you to see, okay, they're gonna get with this one, they're gonna get with that one, they're gonna get with this one. You didn't get with nobody. And so somebody who had been putting out all of these lies about you, and all of a sudden they came back because there was no proof to the pudding. There wasn't even any pudding. And I feel like someone, because they spent so much time lying about you, they made themselves sick. Hey, Malcolm. Hi, Addie. Yes, somebody refused, or they didn't refuse. They just did not see the value in you. They didn't see, that you were an empress and that you were worthy of love, that you were worthy of everything that you truly do deserve. It's like this group, they any type of piece of information they got on you, oh, they accepted that shit. Even if it was a lie, they accepted that. But it wasn't until you walked away, it wasn't until you were forced to leave this group, this coven, this family, this church, this organization, whatever it was, then that's whenever everyone could see who you truly were. And now somebody's thinking about how strong you had to be to do what you had to do just so that the light could shine in on you. Hey, Reverend, how are you? Yeah, you closed the door. You walked away. You closed the door, especially to somebody who was trying to project on you. And this is why this person is receiving justice. And so are you. You know, you spent too much time trying to tell people the truth. You spent too many days and tried so many ways of trying to get people to see your truth. But for whatever reason, they didn't want to see it, so you had no choice except to walk away. But you walked away in truth, never in a lie. Let me turn this little space heater off. Hold on, y'all. It is cold in the morning and it is warm in the afternoon. So, yeah, it's like you had to walk away. And when you walked away, you found your ninth cup. You found your own happiness. And now everyone is looking at you. They have no choice but to look at you. Continue to stand in your truth. There's some mother that was lying about, spent their life trying to make up stories about you. This is somebody who spent their life trying to make up stories about you. And instead of, nurturing you, supporting you, encouraging you, this is somebody who, tried to beat you down, tried to make you feel like you were less than. But see, you knew the truth about these relationships, these individual relationships. You felt it because energy doesn't lie. Something about your spirituality and how it affected this relationship. It's like this person, they chose to listen to the outside chatter as well. And now it's like, as they are sitting back and they're reminiscing, this is the one who's reminiscing. And they're remembering all the lies and they got their head in their hands like, why did I get on board the hate train? Because this person knew that these were hidden enemies. This person knew that these were lies. And so now it's somebody is trying to figure out why they even participated. This person is wanting to send a message to you, but they feel really odd and awkward because this is somebody that also, did their own share of trying to come against you, trying to attack you, trying to go to war with you. And now this person doesn't have a leg to stand on because, you worked on yourself and you moved forward. Like I said, you were forced to walk away so that you could find your own happiness. And see, somebody thought that, you depended on someone else to bring you this cup of love in order for you to be happy. And they even tried to get in the middle of this. This could have been like a sister. This is somebody who's into the dark arts. This is somebody who wanted to see you suffer, because this is somebody who felt like that you received more love than they received. This is just a jealous, like I said, a jealous sister or a jealous cousin or somebody that was jealous that wanted to see you suffer because they felt like you received more attention, more affection, more praise, more adoration, more love than they received. And that's not the truth. This is just somebody who needed to find some balance in their life, like you had to find balance in your own life. This is somebody that, they tried whatever they could to come in between your relationships as well. Whether that was planting seeds of doubt, whether this was, gossiping about you, whether this was just straight up lying about you. This is somebody that you couldn't trust with any part of any type of private information, because even if you said this stays between us, they would say yes. Oh yes, sure, absolutely. And then the minute that you turn around and you walk away, this person was telling all of your secrets. There was no loyalty. There was no integrity. The only emotion that was there was jealousy. Somebody is here and they know that you were telling the truth. They know that whatever you said was not a lie. They know that because like I said, your energy never lied. Your energy never changed. It was always the same. And that's why you had to take that leap of faith and go in your own direction. And now that somebody's able to look at things a little bit closer, a little bit clearer, now they're realizing that they were immature and how they were viewing things, or the people that they decided that they wanted to be around. Because now this person is realizing that, the things that you did, the things that you said were in line with your purpose. It's like now they are realizing that you were here to break a curse, something that had been plaguing and the generations time and time and time again. Oh, thank you so very much, Saida. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You are this generational curse breaker. And this is why, whenever you were tasked to leave, to go on your way, this is why you're able to make it. This is why you're able to succeed, because you know what? Your ancestors said, if you have to be there by yourself, if you have nobody else to call on, we're going to make sure that you don't have to go back to them. That's why Spirit is making sure that all of your needs are met. Your spiritual needs, your emotional needs, your financial needs, your physical needs, everything. Spirit is taking care of you. Your ancestors are taking care of you, because you were here to tell the truth and not just shame the devil. You were here to destroy this demonic energy. You were here to not just destroy this demonic energy, but this wizard or this warlock. This is what your purpose is. And now this person, like I said, they knew that who you are and what you brought to the table. They knew the type of person that you are, how kind, caring, supportive, how committed that you've been to them. Not just to them, but to everyone else that you tried to be around. And this person is in their feelings. Hi, Gerard. How are you? Hey, Bragsy. Thank you so very much. Yeah, now this person is understanding that, you know what, you were here to break a generational curse, and the one thing they didn't do was invest in you. Like they felt like they didn't have to help you, and they come at, because this person felt like everything that you said, there was a little bit of doubt in it, like, oh yeah, well, they're saying that, I don't know. And the only reason that they said that they don't know is because for so long everybody had said all this negative shit about you, even though they may have been there to witness the type of person that you are. you know, a lie, you let a lie out that gate, that lie is going to go around the world 20 times. But you let the truth out the gate and it's going to go an inch and a half. That's just the nature of people. They will believe a lie before they will accept the truth. Somebody was very in their ego, and they felt like there's no way you could have been happy without them. There's like no way you could have been happy without them. But you proved them wrong. Not only did you stay to yourself, not only did you do whatever it is that you needed to do quietly without their help, but once again, you ended that curse. You ending the curse was actually for them. Something about, you were gifted something from the heavens. Because see, this hand is coming from the heavens. You were given something that somebody said, and these people tried to curse you. It could have been a house. It could have been that you were given an entire house, and everybody's like, how could they do that? How did they get that? How did they, but it wasn't the physical, it was the spiritual. It was your ancestors. It could have been across a passed on grandfather or great grandfather or grandmother or great grandmother or aunt or uncle or somebody that was just always in your corner, but they wasn't able to be in the physical, so they had to be in the spiritual. But you were given something that no one else could even imagine. They didn't want you to even have this. And it's like they didn't see this coming. But it was like, this is after you had turned your back on them. And it's not that you turned your back on them. It was just that this group made you leave. They didn't give you a choice. There was no options. It was either you stay and continue with the abuse, or you find your own happiness and you leave. So you left. And this was whenever God started blessing you so. Blessing after blessing after blessing, because God said, that He is the way. You don't have to look to the left or look to the right to see what you're going to get. Because you never look to the left and you never look to the right to see what other people had. You were just, happy for whatever they had, but felt like your time was coming. Your day is near. And people tried everything while you were still around to stall your progress, to make it so that they messed up certain situations for you, to make it so that if somebody was saying, well, I'm thinking about this, say that, no, don't do that. No. We don't want to do that. They would even try and set you up. Hey, instead of giving collective this, let's do this instead. That type of demonic shit. But see, now we are in the age of Aquarius. Everything that's meant to be seen will be seen. Those that, while everyone was living in the shadows, that was looking at people that seemed like they were so righteous, now those same people's horns are showing. And everyone that they had pointed the finger at in the collective to say, don't trust them, they have horns. It's finally the collective is being seen as the righteous. I'm hearing that song, The Age of Aquarius. Let the sun shine in. See, they planned all, like almost like they tried to plan your whole life. Like somebody was trying to be in the God complex, trying to control what you have, trying to control what you don't have, what you don't get, what you don't deserve, because they only wanted to give you a little bit, knowing that this person would not even be able to survive if they had to go through half the stuff that you went through. Hey, AJ, how are you? Hi, the soul archetype. They would not even be able to survive if they had to put on your size shoes or walk a mile in your shoes. But now, because we are in the age of Aquarius, because this is a 9-year, and in 2026 is going to be that 10-year, and that breaks down to a 1. People are expecting, and they're trying to brace themselves for that judgment. See, someone is now waking up and they're realizing how you had to fight to defend yourself. You know, how you had to fight for everything. And they knew that things were turning around for you the moment that you signed this contract and was gifted this house. Like I said, this was no ordinary gift. This was not like your neighbor coming by and saying, I brought you some cookies. I made your favorite. It was nothing like that. This is something extraordinary. You didn't even realize what was happening until one day you just sat down and you were thinking about it as you were praising God. Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then that's whenever you received that download. Whether it was that passed over loved one that said, I told you I'm going to be taking care of you. That's when you knew this is real. See, this mother is now realizing that you had some type of power even whenever you were a child. You had some type of power, before you even came out of her womb. And she's recognizing that. She recognized you had these gifts. You had this power. You had this way about you that nobody else had. Even whenever you were a child, it's like you had to self-soothe yourself. You may have been the one that they left crying in the crib. You may have been the one that they put in these certain positions with these strangers that they didn't even know, while they're clutching their purse, and worrying about their credit cards or their cash or their checkbook. They're worrying about that. If somebody's going to take my purse, but yet they would leave you there in them same situations. This is things that you had gone through as a child. But see, this mother didn't realize that, you were always watched over. You were always protected. And it was because of the way that this mother chose to leave you with the wolves, or even try to feed you to the wolves. This is why this mother is now being forced to sit with herself. See, she's even having to go within and look closely at herself and recognize all the different ways that she refused to heal, and also recognize that you were actually sent here to help her heal. And she's confused about that now. Hi, Dreamcatcher 818. How are you? Hi, Hypsee. How are you? Thank you so much, Reverend. Thank you. Hi, Stacks 777. How are you? But see, the one thing that this mother tried to do, but she wasn't able to do, was to be able to stop you. Because you were always going to be victorious. You were always going to answer the call. What's the message? Yeah. And now it's like somebody wants to have a conversation with you. Now they want to talk about it. I feel like they want to talk about it now because maybe they are at the end of their life. You can't make this up. For them, the time is near. And they're seeing how much they tried to curse you. But they're also seeing how each and every curse that they sent out to you is coming back to them. So this is a lot of energy that this person is dealing with right now. All because they are at the end of their days. And they're starting to receive what they thought that you was only going to receive. And now they understand that, God has been given to you all of these years, all of this time. There's nothing that God has not done for you. Even whenever you were younger and you would get this job or that job, or you get this, or somebody would say this positive about you, or the teachers would say this, or you'd be gifted all of this stuff. And this mother was like, oh my God, like this mother is jealous of you. But it doesn't make sense because this mother sees that you always were getting everything that you needed. And now that you walked away, you had to walk away to find your own happiness. You found your own ninth cup just by loving yourself, just by accepting that cup of love from Spirit. And now the truth is out. The truth is out of who she really was and who she really is today. The truth is out how you had to protect yourself because, and it was not hard for you to walk away because she didn't want to give you anything. Like I said, somebody had a God complex. Oh, I'm going to give them what they deserve. I'm going to give them what they need. They don't need nothing more than what I give them. And that wasn't the truth at all. They even got this father to work against you. They even, would tell this father, oh, she thinks she's this or she thinks she's that. She really just needs to be taken down a peg or two, or he really needs to be humbled. And that wasn't the truth. See, this mother didn't want to realize that she was the one who needed to be humbled. She was the one who needed to be taken down a peg or two, because she was the one that was out here spreading the lies about you and making it seem like it was so real because it was her. But now she's upset and feeling depressed, wondering if she brought this cup to you, would you accept it? But see, she already knocked down these 3 cups, and she was, now she doesn't even see that there's those 2 cups behind her, but she wants what you have, so now she's willing to bring this cup of love to you. But it's too late. Karma has already entered her street. Wow, so archetype. All because somebody, they wanted to cross you out. They wanted to cut you out. They this is the same type of person that would always blame you if anything went wrong in their life, as if you controlled their happiness. Like if your parents got divorced, oh, they blamed you. Well, how could you blame me? I was the child. If something happened to them, getting fired, oh, it was all your fault. See, this is somebody who refused to take responsibility of themselves, their life, their happiness, who refused to reach for their goals, and they didn't want you to either. Because if you did, if you reached your goals, then you would not be around for them to look down on, for them to blame everything on, for you to be the emotional dumping garbage can. It's funny, but it's the same person that has actually helped you to grow in your own spirituality. It's like this is the same person that used to restrict you from everything. If you had siblings, those siblings could do whatever it was that they wanted, but you had to toe the line. This is somebody who, if they gave you something, you knew it was something in it for them. It wasn't just because they was giving you something. If your birthday came and they gave you $100, they only gave you $100 because somebody else was looking at them, monitoring what they do. So they wanted it to look like, this is what I just do. That's not the truth. But now it's like this person is understanding the major role that they played. They're understanding the major role that they played when you were at your lowest. And they're also understanding the major role that they played now that you are at your highest, or not even the highest, as you're still on your way up. Because they understand that you did something that they weren't able to do. You saved your lineage. You made it possible for you, your children, your grandchildren, and great, 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 great grandchildren to live without these curses, to live without these lies. They're free. You sacrificed yourself for their freedom. This mother's looking at you as if you were the second. They say that Jesus is coming back. We don't know when. We don't know how Jesus is going to look. But this mother is looking at you like that. Now She's looking at you totally different. New eyes, different perspective. And she's thinking about how many times she lied on you, on this star. This is what she didn't want you to be. She didn't want you to be this star. She wanted one of her other kids to be the star. She wanted one of her other kids to save the day, to save the lineage, to save her. She wanted it to be somebody else that she chose, but she didn't want it to be you. God chose you, no one else. And this father is in spiritual jail too. Because this father sat there and watched everything go down and didn't raise a finger to help. I feel like at one point in your life, you may have even gone to, and whether it was, you're going to have to flip the roles. I'm just reading the cards. But, at one point you went to this father or whatever parent you went to and told them about the abuse, about being left out, about somebody, the other parent mistreating you. And you know what? They listened to you, but they took it with a grain of salt. They was like, well, and this is the type of father that would have been like, what? You like, hey dad, mom is treating me like shit, and and she beats on me when you're not around, and this and that and the other, and and I just need some protection. I want you to help me. Can I please, can you help me? What? And they go, Helen, come here. You know what this one just said? This one just said that you beating on him, that you this and that and the other, you locking them in the basement, you ain't feeding them, and all this stuff. And Helen's like, what? Oh no, Charles, that's not me at all. But then the minute the dad leaves, that mother's like, fuck, get in that basement and no food for you. See, this is the type of father that did absolutely, positively not one motherfucking thing to stand up for you. This is why this father's in spiritual jail too. This is why spirits say, oh, he getting some too. Because he was so worried about himself, not even thinking about you. You was the child, but yet he acted like the child. You had to grow up, and he's still acting like a motherfucking child. What's the message, Spirit? AK Hypsee. Hi, Bianca. Thank you, Spirit. Thank God that you found that ninth cup. That cup of love, that cup of respect, that cup of being you, that cup of being connected to Spirit. Thank God you found that ninth cup. And that's why Spirit is so proud of you. Because you did something that nobody else in that entire family was built to do. They wouldn't have been able to survive half the shit you went through. They would not have been able to survive. They would not be here to tell the tale today. What's the message, Spirit? Yes, and they are so sick that everything is coming out into the open, and where they were supposed to have been nurturing, where they were supposed to have been kind, where they were supposed to have protected you, where they were supposed to have loved you, they sat there and they fucking attacked you. Now they have to watch you in your life's purpose, being carried by Spirit, being moved forward to the front of the class when they tried to leave you out. Now they have regrets for how they treated you, how they didn't even see you. They didn't even see you. They got their backs to you. They were so worried about these 3 cups. And those 3 cups don't give a fuck about them. That's the part that they are really upset about. Not the fact that, oh, I'm so sad at how I mistreated. No, they don't give a fuck how they mistreated you. They're upset because they didn't see what they had coming down the line. Because Spirit said, okay. That's how you want to treat my collective. Okay, do that cool shit because you look real cool doing that shit. Keep on. What else you got? That's it? You got something else? Okay, put that on out there too. And see, when they put it all out there, all of it, and there was nothing else for them to put out there, that's when Spirit said, gotcha, bitch. That's when you walked away. You found that 9th cup within yourself, that you have everything that you could possibly need, because that's when your blessings started to come through. Your ancestors are like, wait a minute, my baby need a car. Bling, there you go. My baby need their own house. Bling, there you go. My baby need a livable wage. Bling, there you go. My baby needs this. My baby needs that. My baby needs some brand new shoes. There you go. Whatever it was. And they upset not because of how they really treated you, but because they didn't see all the blessings that was coming towards you. But had they seen all those blessings that was coming towards you, they would have never come. Had this person acted like, had they pulled their head out the crack of their ass and acted like they was there for you, but still trying to use you, you would have never received these blessings. So be thankful and thank them for mistreating you. Now somebody is understanding that you told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now they are realizing that, and they see that. Not only were you truthful, but you're very wise. You know, you're very happy. You stay to yourself. You don't need anything. And they're upset because here it is that they was trying to destroy you. You, any relationship that you had, anything that you did, anything and everything. They just wanted to destroy you. They never saw who you were. And be thankful for that. Be thankful for that. I know I am. You know, like I said, you saved. It's like you have so many passed over loved ones, not just from the last generation and the last generation and the last. You got 10 generations of passed over loved ones that none of them, even though there was 1 or 2 that was on this same, that had this same purpose, that had this same job, none of them could accomplish what you accomplished. And now the heavens and the angels are singing your praises. You were the only one to stop it. Like I said, you sacrificed yourself for your entire lineage. The passed over loved ones and the ones still to come. You're only going to know just a couple of the names because most of them you never even heard of. And then there's going to be so many more that you'll never ever get to physically see because you're not going to live for 400 years. You may not make it to 100 years. You may not make it to 700 years. Well, you probably won't make it to 700 years unless it's some really good medication and doctors. But you know, it's like they just didn't realize what your purpose, what your gift, what you was here to do. Hey, Deborah, how are you, sweetie? Hey, Flower Dance 333. Yes. It's like something about they came against you. They didn't like that you were the chosen one. This is why they came against you. Like I said, they didn't like the fact that you told the truth. They didn't like the fact that you said it how you saw it. No bones about it. Straight with no motherfucking chaser. And that's why they tried to get everybody to come up against you. That's why they had so many lies about you, because they didn't want people to see you for who you truly were. This is why you had to defend yourself. And it's sad, but you know what? Somebody that was in a relationship with you, it's like they was in their feelings too. They was, trying to come up against you too. They were whispered, the devil whispered in their ear too. This could have been your child. But now that same child is trying to figure out what the fuck they've done. How could they not see everything that you, what you provided, everything that you are, who you are? Hey, behaving, how are you? Thank you so much, High Priestess. Bianca, did I say hello? See, because now somebody is starting to receive what they put out there. They forgot about that wheel of fortune. Now always turning in their favor. You have the ups, you got the downs. And they are definitely experiencing a downward spiral. But yet they're looking at you and they're seeing how still your ancestors are still praising you, still making sure that you can remain independent, and there's nothing that you need. Absolutely nothing that you need from those people. And at this point, it's almost like you don't even call them your family. You call them those people. Where, it's like you spent so much time doing what you needed to do, investing in how you were going to be able to grow, investing in how you needed to move forward, investing in your own spirituality. You took your time. You wasn't in a rush. You didn't try and steal from anybody else. And this is why now you went from the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles completely in your purpose, mastering your craft, speaking your truth. Whereas they tried to put shame on your name, your ancestors are exalting you. And this group, they're not even together anymore. They're bickering amongst themselves. They're pointing a finger at everybody, at each other, instead of still looking at themselves to figure out what the hell they put into the whole equation. They still haven't grown up. They still haven't matured. They still not trying to atone for what they've done. They still not telling the truth. This mother is still she still lying on you. Still don't want you to be seen. And this is why, like I said, you had to walk away. You closed that door. You ended that chapter. Because there was nothing else that you needed. Nothing else you wanted from those people. Hi, Nicolisa, how are you? Those people, they'll get it. Hello, Crystal Empress, 5D Clear. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have you. Okay, Crystal Empress, absolutely. Just email me. My email address is in the description box. See, it bothers them that you are being seen as an earth angel, as someone that is here to help, as somebody that's in the world but not of this world. They don't like that. It means something, because now they're upset that it's like you have the support. You have the support of many, and you're going to be receiving a blessing. You're going to be receiving your Two of Cups that's going to put you in the Ten of Pentacles, because you're already at the 9. You went from the 7, investing in yourself, to the 8 of working on your mastering your craft, to the 9 where your ancestors needed to make sure you had to go back to them for shit did this squat. And now you are on your way to the 10 of Pentacles, because God said it's time. And the thing is, those people are not going to be able to get near you. And they realize this now. They're having this aha moment that they did way too much. And now everybody's looking at them like, wait a minute. Oh, you did all this, you did that. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. Why would you do this? Why would you do that? And see, they're having problems answering those simple questions. And they are simple. The only reason they're having problems answering it because they don't want to tell the truth. If you want to tell the truth, it's easy. All you have to do is just say it. But whenever you're going to try and cover up a lie with another lie, and another lie, and another lie, you hope that they don't remember this other lie that you said way back here, to ask them about, well, what about this lie? And it don't make sense because you told me this on this day. Then you turn around and you said this, but what about these lies? And then that lie, and then how you going to cover up with this lie? Makes it hard. They're watching you independent, free. They're watching you get everything that you deserve. They're watching your ancestors bless you time and time and time again. In fact, they're watching you increase your gifts, get stronger in your purpose. It's almost like whenever you was a child, you knew what you were supposed to do. You said, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be a teacher. I want to help people. I want to be a healer. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor. I want to be whatever you said. They're watching you. You said this as a child, and now they're watching you do it on a bigger scale. They're about to watch you traveling and helping people. They're about to see this on a huge scale. And they know that all they can do is watch. That's it. That's it. They didn't plan on this. They didn't plan on judgment being called on them. They didn't plan on you receiving gifts from your people, your ancestors. They didn't plan on God giving you gifts. They didn't plan on you being completely protected, able to weather the storm, able to defend yourself, able to win the war. And they definitely did not plan on you being so spiritual. There's a lot they didn't plan on. There's a lot they didn't see. And that's why they tried to work on you, to make it so that you didn't feel like you should invest in yourself, like you could reach your your purpose, that you could do this. Even if you shared your dream with them, they was like, yeah, okay, nah, that ain't never gonna work. No support, no love, no kindness, no compassion. Somebody wanted to play God in your life because somebody else felt like somebody that one of your other siblings deserved it more. I just had a memory of my life. And I remember one time my mother had given me a picture, and it was me as a little baby, my jealous sister, and my oldest brother. And we were sitting in the picture, I think my oldest brother was maybe 4. So that made my sister about 2. And that made me less than 1. And so I put it in a frame and I put it on the wall. This is several years ago. This may have been about 20, 25 years ago. About 25 years ago. And so my sister and my mother, they wanted to come over to my apartment at that time. And I was shocked because they never wanted to come see me. But I was excited to, yes, I'm finally being accepted. I'm fine. When you fool yourself in thinking that they're trying to really come and see you. But my sister came in. She walked down my hallway. She saw that picture. She took it off my wall. She said she wanted to go make a copy of it and she would return it. And she never returned that picture. Even whenever I was telling my mother, you gave it to me, my mother said, well, she needs it more. And it wasn't until years later, the reason that she needed it is so that she could try and do some cast this black spell over my life. But it didn't work because God had a different plan for me. God was watching while they were sitting here planning how to take me out. So yes, these are those people. We all have them. How my sister wanted to destiny swap with me, and my mother wanted to destiny swap. But that's not going to work because God had made a promise to me. And if there's one thing we know about God, God keeps promises. I was able to remain independent, and I was able to not just fight for my freedom, I was able to fight for my inheritance, and I was able to win. Thank you, Spirit. And everybody's getting karma or dharma. Everyone's getting justice. And right now, I'm completely fine with the justice that I am receiving. And I thank God for it because I'm in my purpose, I feel. I can just thank God. Confirmation. I can't thank God enough. Hi, the light 7770. What's the message? Thank you. Somebody is starting to they're starting to use their discernment. They're starting to use their discernment of spirits. And they know it's time to let people go. They know it's time to cut the cord. They know it's been time to stop with the charade of, oh, well, that's family and family protects family. That's not the truth. See, someone knows that It's judgment time, just like it was showtime. Now this witch is really trying to hold it together. It's really trying to save face. This witch is trying to act like, oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's just that it's not all good. This is somebody that's struggling financially. That's having problems. They having problems even robbing Paul to pay Peter. This is somebody that you told the truth to and about. And like I said, this father figure, I'm seeing somebody that has a lot of money, a lot of resources, and that's what they were just worried about, was resources. They're not able to move forward. It's like their wheelchair is stuck in the mud. They're not able to move forward. And they had all the information they needed right in the palm of their hand. But this was this red apple. It was like they was just tempted. They was tempted. This could have been a Mason. But now this person is spiritually caught up themselves. And they wish that they can come to you because they know that you are a healer. They know that you could help them get to their next level, whatever their next level is. And it's like they have these plans on coming to ask you, can you help me? Can you give to me? Can you, get me to the next level? But see, this person, it's like, even if you were, they're still going to try and come up against you. It's not because they love you. It's because they need you. Even if you help them, they will just sneak off and do the same thing again. Like, now they can walk. I'm healed. And go right back to causing the same bullshit. Causing the same confusion. Trying to cause the same towers in your life. This is why, not only did you have to leave them alone, you had to leave the entire family alone so that everyone can get their whatever is due. Everyone deserves justice. Be thankful for the justice that you are receiving. You had to have that strength to get over this broken heart, to get past all of this negativity that they put in your path, all of these obstacles. Every time they tried to put up a roadblock, you had to find another way to get around it. You had to find another way to go over it. Sometimes you almost had to dig a tunnel up underneath it. But whatever it was, they was never able to stop you in your purpose. You always were moving forward in that. And now that you've walked away, like I said, they are in such regret because you didn't even need their cups. You have your own cups. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Somebody, they can't even act like they're happy anymore. They can't act like they're content. They can't. Because the more you protect yourself, the more you stand up for yourself and stand your ground, stand 10 toes down for yourself, the more everybody sees that these people were just lying on you, about you. Now somebody wants to see if they can try and justify something to make it seem like, oh, I'm kind of the victim too. Can I get in the boat? Fuck no. Not at all. You wasn't a victim. You was part of the problem. Just like my dog. She'll do some shit. Then when she gets in trouble for it, she want to act like the victim. Stop that bullshit then. What's the message? Anything else? Thank you. You stood 10 toes down for yourself. And that's why everything is going right by you. No matter what they try to do. No matter how many times. You know, your ancestors are so happy about you. There were so many times you could have given up, but you never gave up. You kept moving forward. Because at some point you said, you know what? I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this for God. God kept telling you, keep moving. Yep, you got knocked down here. Come on, get up. Dust yourself off. Come on, you all right. Come on, wipe your eyes. Wipe your eyes. You okay? Now I'm going to help you. Just keep moving forward. You got this. God said, don't listen to them. Listen to me. What's the message, Spirit? See, in September, that could have been starting in September. That's when they really noticed that the shit was falling down fast. You know, and because their curses aren't working any longer, they're starting to age quickly. This is how somebody can tell who was telling the truth and who wasn't, because you're looking younger. You know, your life is going just fine. You're looking like you are happier. No, I take that back. This is the first time in your life you're looking like you're happy. Because see, when someone who's got this God complex is tries to take control of everything that you do and try to take control of how other people see you. But now the people are waking up because it is the age of Aquarius, and we are at the end of this 9-year, beginning of 1 year. Now this person knows that they lost. They lost. They lost you at the cross. And they're starting to drop like flies. See, now it makes sense. What they refused to understand before, what they refused to see or want to see, now it makes sense. How they tried to have somebody like do a destiny swap with you and they couldn't. Now it makes sense because that person wasn't able to even fit your shoes. See, you're not even stressed, but they are. They're stressed because they know they did the wrong thing to the wrong one. They should have chose someone else that they did some homework on to find out, somebody that they could tell wasn't here to save any, wasn't here to save a lineage, wasn't here to break a generational curse. And they are so mad at this liar. This mother who lied to them and said, oh no, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. This could have been something about 5 years ago, something major or something turned in your favor like 5 years ago. What else, Spirit? That's too many. What else, Spirit? Yeah, something between the months of October and February. I feel like October of this year and February of next year, your child is going to be learning a big lesson about respect and honest dialogue. Because all these lies have been exposed. Hey, Jessie, how are you, sweetie? But you have to remember that they chose this shit. So, everybody has to learn their own life lessons. Everyone has to save themselves, because no matter how many times you try and get the whole search and rescue party together, you call in the SWAT team, the Marines, all the military, you get all the high profile spies and everything, and everybody's going to meet up at this time, to this place, to go save somebody's ass. It's not going to work if that person is not going to be there. It doesn't want to be rescued. So that's why you have to allow other people to save themselves. See, you are God's chosen one. And this is why God is moving you forward. This is what they don't like. But this is what they have to accept. Because just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it's not true. It just means that person should have been working on themselves instead of trying to work on you. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah. See, they look like a whole bully. They look like a bully. And all they did was confuse the children, or your child is confused, or somebody's child is confused, because now that they're looking at you, this is what they see. That you're a starseed. No matter how much they tried to come after you, it wasn't going to do anything. Because God had a purpose for you. And they have to sit with themselves. And now they sweating bullets, Somebody's realizing that this accident was no accident, because somebody tried to come up against you, and one of your ancestors spiritually cut them. See, your ancestors will spiritually cut someone over you. Somebody realized they had to cut ties with this entire coven. And you saved your legacy. This is why the Most High favors you. Because you was able to do what nobody else was able to do. You stopped these generational curses. You returned these curses back to the rightful owners. And this is why these owners of these curses are hurting so bad. This is why they're crying so much. Just like they wanted you to cry. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it right there. I'll be back a little bit later. I love you so much. And we'll see each other soon. All right? Bye now. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. I love you all.